Oh, looks like I am live. Oh, it's good from got one person joining us. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing, mate? Oh, welcome to my first ever live stream review. I really cannot wait to get stuck into this live stream. Now, I did do one on Sunday, and I was very, very unfortunate not to talk about much my opinions on Doctor Who Series 11 because I felt at the time when I was doing the live stream, I felt to myself, not many people are going to come in on this live stream late on the Sunday when they've got work in the morning. So I kind of felt to myself, yeah, maybe not the best time to do any live streams at the moment. I'm just going to wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll get straight into the review. And of course, I've got myself a lot of notes to talk about this video. So make sure you strap yourselves in and let's get on with the entire video. But I must say that it's been a while doing a live stream, and I'm very, very happy to do one again. Now, if anyone who's watching this in a later time, and obviously when this live stream finishes, if somebody's watching this live stream afterwards it's been live, then you can comment down below your opinions of Doctor Who Series 11, although I won't be able to see your opinions on this live stream if you haven't even seen this live stream before. But just to let you know that you can comment down below your entire opinions of what you thought about the woman who fell to Earth in the comment section down below at the end of this live stream. So definitely please do that. And remember to please subscribe and like this video as well. And that'd be awesome. And so, yes, I'm just going to wait for a couple of minutes just for more people to join, and then we can get straight into it. I might just hold off for a minute. I might actually just tell everyone that I'm live on YouTube. So just hang on for a minute, really. Yeah. Hey, how are you doing, Charlie? Are you doing anything good today? Again, I should have really get more noticed before I no, because I actually did one on Sunday, but I accidentally, well, didn't accidentally, but I basically deleted the live stream on Sunday because there was only about 6 people who joined on Sunday. But right now, I don't think it's necessarily about whoever comes on this live stream now. It's just mainly about getting my opinions across and what I thought about Doctor Who Series 11. So I'm going to wait until maybe for the next, like, say, 2 more minutes, and then we'll get straight into this live stream. So, yeah, because I definitely have a lot of things to talk about Doctor Who Series 11 wise, a whole viewing figures. Let's start off with the viewing figures. Over 9 million views for Doctor Who Series 11, Episode 1 of The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Doctor Who has reached a new record within the last 10 years of Doctor Who. The Woman Who Fell to Earth has been the biggest and the most highest throughout viewing figures. I mean, last series, Series 10, it only managed about 2.3 million views. But this series, though, the first episode managed over 8.4 million views. And that is absolutely amazing. I mean, for first episode, I thought to myself, how are they going to get the views on here? Being Sunday as a quiet day, surely they can get so many people to join and watch Doctor Who. And it's been an absolutely incredible shock that Doctor Who Series 11, for its first episode, over 8.4 million views. That is incredible. That's the type of response that I wanted from Doctor Who Series 11. I really wanted a positive response from this series because I knew that this series was going to be so controversial. It could even drive people away not to watch the series again, or may not even watch the show again. So for me, it's a very great achievement that they have succeeded in going above the normal viewing ratings for Doctor Who. So I'm really, really happy that they've managed to go above 8.4 million views, because the average million views of Series 10 and Series 9 was only about 6 or even 5 million views. But Jodie Whittaker's first episode has gone above that, which just shows that the hype and the excitement was just absolutely insane, which just shows that people love watching Doctor Who and they wanted to give this series such of a positive response that with like no other series, this series has just been so fantastic and so popular already with the really, really happy that this entire live stream is now here right now, and it's now been 5 minutes into this live stream. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to start my official live stream review on The Woman Who Fell to Earth. You can please comment down below if you want to, or about your opinions, but I'll talk about your opinions afterwards once I've done my review. But then again, oh, hey, look, I can see Charlie commenting. Not much, mate. I'm currently on the Region Utopia, and I'm glad to be back on the account using my. Oh, fantastic! Yeah, because this is my only day off. You may be thinking, hang on, you should be surely getting more days off than just today off. Well, I kind of need this day off to do this live stream, of course, because if I left it like say on a Friday, or if I left it like way too late, and then suddenly all of a sudden everyone's getting ready for the next episode. So I think today has been a really good day to get this live stream done and dusted, and then we can look forward to the next episode, the Ghost Monument. I've seen the trailer for it; it looks absolutely incredible. And yes, I think the coming soon trailer at the end of the episode was quite interesting, seeing all of the guest stars that will be appearing in Doctor Who Series 11. And of course, I think they wanted to do that because some people had an issue with the coming soon trailer, not as in, teasing for the next episode, but teasing who's going to be featured in many of these episodes in Series 11. So for me, it kind of feels like that Doctor Who Series 11 is a big going on point for these actors and actresses to appear on a new series of Doctor Who and to make their career a bit worthwhile in a way. And there was one person in that list that I'm really, really happy to see, and that's Lee Mack. And I am a big, huge fan of Lee Mack. I absolutely love his comedy shows. I love his jokes. I basically love him as a person. But yeah, I'm so glad that he's now going to be featured in Doctor Who because that's going to be something special for me, honestly. I really cannot wait for him. Oh, God. I don't know if he's going to be the same old stupid self that he is in many of his other shows, like Not Going Out and Would I Lie to You. I really cannot wait. He could be the exact same person. But yeah, most of the other actors and actresses, some of them I hardly know, but I do recognize some of them. I recognize Alan Cumming from it was a show that it was some other show I can't remember. I also remembered Chris Noth as well. He's a very good actor. And yeah, so there's a lot of new actors and actresses, well, guest stars appearing on the show, just to give the whole show a bit of a popularity feeling to it, because you need this series to be accessible to everyone. And plus, many people couldn't really turn down the opportunity to be on Doctor Who because it is Doctor Who in a way. And so, yes, let's get straight onto this fantastic review of The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Now, my first impressions of this entire episode from first viewing, absolutely amazing. I absolutely adored the episode, but I knew from the fact that I would need a second rewatch from this episode to really grab my opinions across and make sure that they are the best they can be in a way. So I think for me as a person, I needed to have many rewatches of this episode before I could make this entire live stream live in a way. I just had to have many rewatches of the episode to really get my opinions across and to make them truly final in a way. And so, yes, I think the first thing that we need to mention of this review, I think we have to say that, again, I'm going to go on about the million. Again, I'm going to go on to, I don't know actually. I've got my entire list here, so I can go on to pretty much anything. But I think I might want to just text some other people that I'm live on YouTube and to come and check me out. So that's what I'm just going to do quickly at the moment. So just give me a moment, guys, and I'll be back in a minute. Obviously, not going here, just, you know, you know. Don't worry, it won't be long. I'm not going to take forever. Yeah, that's the silence. Do you like the silence? But don't worry, I've pretty much sent out the message now to all my friends that I'm now live. So hopefully within like the next couple of minutes or so, more people can join. But if not, not many people join with this live stream right at this moment in time, and if they watch the live stream afterwards, then it doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure that you get your comments in the comment section down below, and make sure that whatever you felt about this entire episode, give it your honest opinions, because this is not like any other Doctor Who series ever, because this series has been the most controversial series that people have had to get their head around, and whether Jodie Whittaker can work as the Doctor. And it's all about whether having your initiative being judged and how you judge Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. And it's all about making sure that you kind of accept her as the Doctor, but willing to give her more chances to prove her, to prove herself, and also to prove us wrong, really, about how females are accepted nowadays as, main actors. And since she's now the Doctor, this kind of sides away to the fact that women actually have now an icon to look up to, and that is always fantastic in a way. Let's look at some of your comments. Okay, very cringy in the first half, not annoying that way. I liked the second half, it was good overall. Yeah, I don't think this first episode was perfect. Let's be real here. I don't think this first episode was perfect. I think the beginning was great. I thought the middle was great. The second part of the middle part, again, I think it kind of slowed down, but it could be just my honest opinion. And then the ending was really good as well. So then again, it's not perfect, but it's a fantastic start to the series. Okay, enough talking, enough doing all this social media stuff. Let's get into this entire review. And so I think we're going to start off with the companions, because I think the companions were the main attraction of this entire episode. The first thing that you heard in this episode was Ryan talking to a camera on YouTube, and it's like all of us as a YouTube are all, well, in a way, as all of us are YouTubes, well, gosh, what am I saying? I needed to drink first. Let me, gosh, I need to just take my time, because I think I'm a bit rushing on this live stream. I keep on forgetting that I'm live, but don't make a fool of yourself. I tend to do that a lot. I tend to talk a lot faster when I'm doing, like, say, videos talking to a camera. I tend to rush a lot, but since I'm live, I can pretty much take as much time as I want. But don't take it, like, say, seriously, like 3 hours, because that's like taking the bloody piss, right? So yeah, I'm just going to take my time with this entire review, and I hope you're, wanting to hear all my full opinions. I definitely think that this show has definitely gone in a new direction. I definitely think that Series 11 is a great approach to this new female Doctor, and I think the whole series as a whole has definitely changed, and I think everyone has changed their perspectives and opinions about Series 11, which is a very difficult thing to do, really, because you can't change your opinions on Doctor Who, but you cannot change your opinions to suit the Doctor who you're liking. But if you don't like Jodie Whittaker, that's like, I don't know, you want to love this series, but for a fact that Jodie Whittaker may not be your favorite. But it's the whole experience of getting used to a certain Doctor, isn't it? Anyway, yes, I'm going off topic. Now it's time to get right into this review. Enough of the chat. Let's get straight into it, of my full opinions, my whole honest opinions about the woman who fell to Earth. So let's begin. I'm going to start off with the companions, because the companions, for me, were the main stars of this entire episode, as well as Jodie Whittaker, of course. But every single companion had a backstory, and I thought every single backstory was discovered really, really well. I think Ryan's coordination disorder, for me, it kind of gave us the fact that we're working with realistic and normal people here. We're not working with special people or like chosen ones. We're talking about people who've had issues in the past, like disorders or like diseases or disabilities. And yet we approach them here as normal people. We don't see them as you know, special. We just see them as normal people, except for that except for that one person, Carl, who kept on saying to himself, "I am special. I am important. Somebody out there wants me. I am valued. I am special." You know what? If Carl did make an actual companion, well, to be honest with you, I don't think many people actually liked Carl. But you know what? I think for him going off topic now, Carl for me was very, very funny in this episode. I think for me, he kind of reminisces. I think he kind of sums up me in a way. I think he kind of embraced the fact that we're all like that, like, oh, you've got to be kidding, and like all of this weird stuff that he keeps on going about, and like I can't jump, and it's like being that one person who's always scared, and I think he's probably the scared person in this entire episode, and he kind of references to me in a way because I'm sort of like that. I'm sort of idiotic and scared and a bit childish at the time as well. So again, I think Carl would have made a good companion personally, but that's pretty much now to the point where I'm waffling on about how Carl could be a really great companion and not actually talking about the actual companions. So I think for me, Ryan as a companion, as a YouTuber, as a normal person, I think he can deal with situations really well. He has a great mind to use his brain and use his smart ideas to ask the right questions, and he definitely has a great sense of adventure about him. He always goes into any situation and he always picks out a question, but he tries to figure out, how to sort it out. And it's like that everyone has that little slight of confidence. And I think he has so much confidence in him to go forward and to make him a better person to who he is. So I think for me, Ryan as a companion definitely ticks all the boxes for me. I thought Graham was also very, very interesting. I thought he was very naive and very restricted at times because it's like he's that one person who I would probably think, even not even watching this episode, I thought that he was going to be a bit naive, a bit restricted, a bit sentimental in a way, and a bit not knowing, if aliens do exist, he wouldn't even believe it. And he did literally feel like that aliens aren't, don't live in Sheffield, or like there's no aliens in Sheffield at all. But it kind of gave me the feeling that Graham definitely brought a comic relief element to his side as a companion because it made the whole gang feel a bit more warm and a bit more welcoming to accept Jodie Whittaker as a person. And I think he definitely has a lot of great elements within his character. And I think that blow when Grace basically was trying to destroy the coil creature and then she fell backwards and pretty much died, which for me was a bit of a shock. And I think for everyone was quite a big of a shock. But I think it was a big of a shock to Graham more than us because we kind of saw it as Chris Chibnall killing off somebody who we felt so attached to in the whole episode has just died, and like Chris Chibnall is not afraid to kill people off, even if we've been attracted to them so much throughout the episode. He's not even scared or not even being a risk taker to go and kill off somebody who we've known so much, because I thought Grace was going to be part of the gang and be a part of Jodie Whittaker's friends, but no. But I think it was a great way to give everyone that bit of a shock that you are going to get a death at some point. That's going to happen to to some people. But I think for me, definitely, I think Graham has a lot of issues, and of course, his cancer issues definitely comes into play with how he's been struggling on his own and how Grace has been that one person to really help him and to help him feel like he has a reason to live. And I think that's why in the ending of the episode, Graham kind of felt that it should have been him, not Grace. It should have been him that should have died instead of Grace. So it kind of feels like Graham has had a long time of him being on his own. Then he found Grace, then they had a marriage of 3 years, and then this happens, and Graham has to suffer the biggest shock of his life, suffering what he has suffered in the past with his cancer issue, and trying to cope with all of these different challenges along the way. And I really cannot wait to see how Graham develops into a bigger character, because this is the start of his character developing into a much accessible and more easy kind of strong willing companion, I would think. 'Cause he definitely has strong beliefs that he's willing to care for his cousin, I would say, or well, Ryan in a way, because they are all part of a family in a way. And I think honestly, excuse me, I think Graham definitely has a lot of attributes to his character that definitely was a bold statement to make by Chris Chibnall, that I think he's more willing enough to state the obvious, to ask the bold questions, and to realize the danger of what's happening around him. And I think, like with all of the other companions, he's the one companion who has that slight bit of comic relief to him, which is quite subtle in a way. But overall, I think his character was really, really well developed. Now, Yasmin, I think for me, apart from Ryan, Graham, and Grace, I think all those three definitely make up a great pairing, because, of course, Grace and Graham, they're married, and then they had the separation when Grace died, and Graham was left to suffer this entire shock and to feel all this loneliness. And then you've got Ryan, who copes with Graham and copes with the struggles that he has with his disorders. So both of them all suffer disorders. But it feels like to me that Yasmin, on the other hand, is that one person who doesn't have anything in common with everybody else. Because it's like, does she have a disorder? Or is it like that she's the one person who doesn't have anything, like, I don't know, like a disorder or disease? Because I know for a fact that she was very much, you know, normal. I'm going to say that now. I'm going to say that she is very, very normal and very, very likable, very, very realistic, as well as all the other companions. And I think for me, it's whether she can be challenged enough to be tested throughout these other adventures, because I think this was a big test for her to realize that she is doing her job within the police services, but also can she realize that aliens do exist, and does she now open to the fact that anything can happen in this universe? And so for me, I definitely like all of the companions. I thought they were fantastic in their performance. I thought every single one of them had a story behind them, as Ryan, Graham, and Grace all know each other by family reasons, and Ryan and Yasmin know each other from school. And then comes the Doctor, and now she's being introduced to all of these people in her life, and she's decided how can she cope with knowing that all of these people that she's met are all parts of a big family. And it's like she's got to convince herself that she's had family in the past and she knows how to cope with it. But they build such of a great bond, a great relationship with everyone. And I think Jodie Whittaker, in one word, if I could describe her in one word, I think she's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think many people were scared of how silly the post-regeneration madness was going to go, because at the start of a post-regeneration story like Deep Breath or The 11th Hour or Rose or The Christmas Invasion, you're going to get an episode of a post-regeneration story where the Doctor goes mad, or he takes a different approach to trying to know his personality as the Doctor, to find out who he is. But it's like that he has echoes of who she was before, but it's like she also has a call calling her to see who she will become in the end. And I think for me personally, I think that's really good of her, because she has all of these strong words that scream out realistic, and I think all of it's very, very true in a way, because she also hears all these echoes of who she was before. She has to trust her new instincts and hold her nerve in a way, and trust all of these brand new ideas and the brand new instincts that she has as the doctor. But she doesn't know that she's the doctor in the end. What am I saying? I think I'm going a bit off topic here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I kind of feel a bit less confident because I'm whittering on about how I just generally feel, really, because in a way, these are my opinions. And if you don't like my opinions, then that's fine. Look, I respect all of your opinions, but for me, I think Jodie, as an actress, as the doctor, as a great leader of all of these other companions, she's by far the doctor, because she just has that aura about her, and she has such of a great portrayal, and her northern accent from Sheffield is there, which definitely gives her more of an upbringing in a way, and it kind of references to all of those people who watching in Sheffield, watching Jodie Whittaker from Sheffield, and it's like, hang on, this is this has been set in our hometown, so it's like an honor to have the first episode of Doctor Who Series 11 being filmed in Sheffield. And I kind of saw the football stadium of Sheffield United, and I kind of saw a lot of places in Sheffield that I recognized. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this episode. I think one of the things it was very, very interesting to see was the great balance between post regeneration and understanding that she is the doctor, but trying to cope with this post regeneration madness in a way. She's very quick, she's very decisive, she's very energetic and bubbly, and very, very fizzy in a way. She likes to build herself up a bit and to really challenge herself and to really defend herself and to defend her companions, her friends. And I liked how at the beginning of the train, when she first fell from the roof onto the train, you just heard a little bit of the theme tune. And I really, really like that. Just teasing the theme tune at the very end of the episode. And it's like that she automatically became the doctor. When we first saw her speaking her first words, we knew automatically she is the doctor no matter what. And I just felt attracted to her. I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off her no matter what. And I definitely felt a lot of enjoyment with her. It's like I could be happy and I could enjoy Series 11 knowing that she is the doctor. I feel safe in her hands, and I feel safe that she is the doctor now. And I think if anyone disagrees, that's fine. But I think the majority of the whole Doctor Who community found Jodie Whittaker absolutely sensational as the Doctor, probably the best portrayal of her Doctor that she could possibly do. And I think Chris Chibnall definitely did a fantastic job in giving Jodie Whittaker the chance to really express herself, because I've been watching a lot of interviews with Jodie Whittaker quite lately, and she is the exact same in the show. Like with all of the interviews I've seen her, all of the personality traits that she has in those interviews are the exact same to all of the stuff that she is as the Doctor in The Woman Who Fell to Earth. She is completely the same person. There's nothing been changed about her. Of course, of probably like the scientific talk that she does, like, hey, biology. It's like, oh yes, smart, reformatting, all those different types of traits. And she definitely comes across as a very intelligent, very sassy, quirky, playful, and energetic and enthusiastic, because she knows that she's going to enjoy herself. And I love the bit where she made herself her own sonic screwdriver. That was fantastic. To see her watching and making her own sonic screwdriver was absolutely amazing. It just shows that, I know in past series, when the Doctor had like a new Sonic, or you know, it was introduced to a new Sonic, the TARDIS would obviously, like say, make the, you know, the screwdriver and then ping it out and like say, oh, it's a new Sonic screwdriver. But this is Jodie at her best, using her initiative and using her resources and her resourcefulness as the Doctor to look at what she can, and look at what she has, and in a way use all of these materials to build herself a brand new sonic screwdriver. Because I don't think I've seen the Doctor built a sonic screwdriver ever. So I think it means the sonic screwdriver means a lot, because you know that Jodie Whittaker made the sonic screwdriver in the first place, so it feels more homely in a way. So it definitely has a great sense to this entire show. So far so good with this review. I'm absolutely loving the response that I've been getting from my last live stream that I did on Sunday. I kind of regretted doing the live stream on Sunday because I kind of thought it was a bit too late to do anything else really, and I needed sleep for work in the morning, and so I felt that I needed to get back to sleep and I needed to get to bed for work for the following day. But on that live stream, I had about 6 people saying, "You're a great YouTuber. Continue what you're doing. Continue with these live streams." And it's like, even if I mess up, even when I'm live, sometimes that doesn't even matter. I mean, even I have a problem with speaking the right words and trying to find those right words in a way. I have trouble doing that. I have a dyslexic disorder, like many people do. It's normal. So for me, if I say something wrong or if I didn't really mean to say that, then it means I'm obviously waffling on a bit too much. But I tend to have these moments of when I'm live, it's like I have like low self-esteem and low confidence level that I can continue this review. But it's like I know that everyone who's watching me, I know that they have my back, because what I speak about Doctor Who is always true. And no matter what happens, I'm always going to respect everyone's opinions no matter what, because this YouTube channel is pretty much what I do. And nobody has ever said that you can't do YouTube and you can't do work at the same time. And I keep on saying to them, why not? It's possible. I can just probably do this maybe once every week, because you know what? Doctor Who is going to be on for every single week, and I'm going to do reviews for every single episode. So you're going to expect more live stream reviews from me. But I think this entire first episode was very, very difficult to get my head around, because I needed many rewatches to really get my opinions across. And I think as an overview of the companions and an overview of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, Ryan, I think, is by far my favorite companion at the moment, because he has the confidence levels, and I like his determination and his desire to reach his goals, to say that he can do it, even if it may be scary, even if it may be challenging. He's willing enough to go at things and give it a go. And that is really, really fantastic from Ryan. I definitely think that his coordination disorder, I can't really remember what it's called. I really can't remember. It's like dyslexia, but I can't remember it. It's gone from my mind. It's like when Jodie Whittaker was like saying, I am, oh, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. It's like all of these things that she used to be. And it's like she's trying to remember of who she is. And then automatically when the name comes up, it's like, I forgot who I was. I'm trying to think. It's in the back of my mind. I hate it when I hate it when my mind does that. It's like when you think of an idea and then a second later you lose, like, oh, I've lost the idea. Oh no. So it's like, for me, I think Jodie Whittaker has a lot of that. And excuse me. Oh goodness me, I haven't been drinking at all today. So goodness me. I'm sorry, guys. No, but I definitely felt that I thought this entire episode was just amazing from start to finish. Again, I could be waffling on again. I tend to do a lot of waffling on these live streams. I tend not to get straight to the point because I kind of feel like I want to take my time, and no matter how many mistakes I made or how many mistakes I make, it always comes down to the thing that you're giving your opinions across. And as long as everyone is respectful of your opinions, then you're an amazing YouTuber no matter what. And I kind of respect that for every single YouTuber and respect that to every single subscriber, because it's like this entire review, in a way, it's like me saying my opinions across. And I always tend to do reviews like I write a script on my phone and then I automatically look across and do, like, say, talking in front of a camera, filled in with loads of images. I tend to do reviews a lot like that. But I've decided to do a live stream review because I felt it was going to be easier that way. But I know for a fact that there's no way of you making them. It's like if I made a mistake, there was no way of me editing this out whatsoever. So it's like if I make a mistake while trying to do a review, it's fine. This is my own channel, and if I take my time, I take my time, even if I do go over 2 hours. But I think that's pushing it really. Anyway, let's get back to the review, and I think the villain in this was very, very interesting. Tim Shaw, or Tim Shaw is how it depends on how you pronounce it, but I got the feeling, I got the vibe of Venom. I don't know why, but his entire costume gave me references to Venom in a way, as I'm sure all of you have seen the Venom movie. If you haven't, then please definitely check that out. But Venom, my word, Venom was amazing, definitely amazing, and I kind of got the reference that this villain, Tim Shaw of the Stenza warrior race, looked like Venom. Maybe not with, like, say, the teeth all around his face, but more about the mask, the Stonewall mask. Kind of gave me vibes of like the Cybermen, but mixed in with like a bit of Venom to create this brand new villain. It kind of gave me a reference of that. And then when he removed his mask, I was scared out of my wits. I mean, literally, the whole idea of stealing a tooth from the victim and sticking it to your face, for me, is weird, but I like it. It's creepy, it's atmospheric, and he has such a great reference to the Ice Warriors in a way. And I'm glad that, Charlie, you've picked up on that they look like the Ice Warriors in a way. But they really look so fascinating because one touch from them, it instantly freeze burns you, and it is so painful just to watch all those people being killed by Tim Shaw, and for him to go across and touch your face and freeze you and burn you at the same time. It's like a freeze burn. That is incredible. And I liked how the plot was quite small, quite simple, because this Tim Shaw villain had to gain a prize, a human prize, other known as Carl, and he had to make sure that he went to Earth for a hunt to hunt down this human and take this human back as a prize for him to be promoted in a way, as that's how you get promotion from the Stenza warrior race. But I think that when he brought the coil creature, again, that coil creature, I thought there was going to be two separate species going on and fighting in a battle in this episode, but no, it was actually one species, the Stenza warrior race, trying to locate this prize, this idol, this human, and bring it back. But this coil creature actually added more of an assistance to Tim Shaw trying to find this one person, because if it was random, then surely not. He would not have known what was the whole idea of who's this human? How am I going to find him? So he had to bring assistance. He had to smuggle this coil creature to grab the data, to grab the information about Carl, and use that data to give to Tim Shaw. And so he could have the access where Carl is and bring him back to his home planet for him to be locked away to rot, and so that Tim Shaw can be promoted in a way. I thought that was very, very good as a plot line, as it's a very, very simple plot line for a first episode. I don't think this episode was meant to go heavy on plot wise, but more about character development wise, because for me, Chris Chibnall is absolutely amazing when it comes to characters, building those characters up and giving us a sense that these characters are real people. We understand their troubles, their issues, and we also understand their character traits and who they are as a person and who they will become in the future. So it's like we always have that kind of feeling that we know what can happen, but we are so interested in what can happen next with these characters and how they develop from these characters in episode 1 to many further episodes in series 11. Yeah, I know. I think for me, the villain, I think visual wise, looked stunning. He looked absolutely sick. But I think as a villain, there was not much to go for him. I don't think he was an outstanding villain. I think he was just a good villain nonetheless. But I don't think he's going to be a recurring villain like many other villains have been in the past. Of like seeing like last series, like we had that Heather creature where Peter Capaldi, Bill Potts, and Nardo were running around the TARDIS and trying to get away from this Heather creature, and then she appeared for the finale. So I don't hope that this. So I hope that this creature, Tim Shaw of the Sons of Warrior Waste, I hope he doesn't come back in the finale, because it would definitely just make another a wasted opportunity, because we know so much of Tim Shaw right now that I don't think there is more that we need to know other than that he's escaped. And I don't think the Doctor means in harming, in killing Tim Shaw. I just think that Jodie Whittaker has this human attribute about herself that she wants to give this person a chance, to give this villain a chance to get away from this planet, or we'll have to stop you. I don't think this Doctor has any initiative to kill any species off. I think this Doctor has a lot more human emotions, and I think she deals with them very, very well. And I think the entire team, Jodie Whittaker, Ryan Sinclair, Yasmin Khan, and Bradley Walsh, or as Graham, as a team, they work really, really well. And I was expecting that one or two companions were not going to feel like as an equal in this team. But right now, at episode 1, everyone feels like an equal. Even the Doctor feels like an equal, just because she's been the most eccentric and the most enthusiastic person throughout this entire group. She kind of feels like an equal to everybody else. Graham with his cancer, and Yasmin with her issues of trying to give her a better challenge with her police force, kind of job. And they've got Ryan Sinclair, who's a YouTuber, but does also have this disorder. So for me, it definitely had a sense that this entire TARDIS team is absolutely brilliant, but also everyone's treated fairly. Everyone's treated as an equal. And I really, really like that. Yes, so I'm going to say that this entire episode for me was just entertaining, enjoyable from start to finish. I thought the beginning was really good, and how Ryan saw this light shape in the air, and then he touched it, and then this thing came, just appeared really. And you know what? It kind of reminded me, because I'm a chef, that's my day-to-day job, but it reminded me of a garlic bulb, of how you see that little shape like that. That's kind of reminds me of a garlic a garlic bulb, but 10 times bigger, but alien as well. And I thought that many of the other characters, again, I think some of them were not as important, but they were just maybe extras. I thought the guy who brought the thing to its shed and watched and filmed the whole video of the whole thing just cracking and looking inside on who is this figure, who is this Tim Shaw character, and I know he gets killed off in the end, and it's like this doctor has a lot of like I said, human emotions. Like she says sorry for you to see this death, because even though she hasn't done it, it's very, very disturbing and very, very heartbreaking just to see a death in front of all these people, because nobody really wants to see death. But then sometimes in the near future, you're going to see death no matter what. And it's always that heartbreaking to see all these companions, when they see death, they always turn a face like, I don't want to look, I don't want to look. But it's like the doctor kind of apologizes that although Jodie Whittaker didn't do this, but it's like she doesn't really want all these people to see death in a way, which kind of gives a kind of good opinion that this doctor connects to the human side than normally with Peter Capaldi. Back in series 8, there wasn't really much to him. There was pretty much just the darkest tone of the Doctor, but no human side to him. And yet, within series 10, he definitely felt like the Doctor, but didn't feel more human. But I definitely feel like that this Doctor is so warm, so cunning, and so very quick and inquisitive, and very enjoyable, enthusiastic, and amazing, and very much human, that she is so much accessible to everyone, especially to viewers. People got hooked straight away because of how Jodie Whittaker was that fantastic and how human she was in a way. And like I keep on saying, the whole interviews of when you see her talking to the camera about this entire series, she is the exact same as how she is in the episode. She's completely the same. There's nothing changed about her apart from a few lines or two. But other than that, she's completely the same. And I've been wanting this doctor to not feel like that so much has changed to her, like she's become a brand new person to who she is right now. I think definitely it's a great, great idea for Chris Chibnall to take these companions, write them well in the first episode before any high danger or high any plot development even continues. For me, episode 1 was more about bringing these characters to life, to really bring them to the sense that it is Doctor Who. These companions have a right and have a reason to be a part of this fantastic team and to be a part of this fantastic show, to continue all these journeys with Jodie Whittaker. So for me, it is a defo achievement that Chris Chibnall has done a fantastic job in writing his first episode to really bring these characters to life and to really build this episode as such of a high character development piece, to really test these characters, to test these companions, to see if they're willing to step up to the challenge and go further with Jodie Whittaker. So it's going to be a fantastic series, and I really cannot wait for the next episode. I'm just going to take your comments as well as taking a drink as well. Yeah, I kind of get that feeling that when Grace died, something was telling me that is Grace going to come back as a recurring character? It's not like, well, like other companions, if they die, they stay dead. But I just think that since everyone's been used to Stephen Moffat, and when Stephen Moffat kills off a character, he automatically has this idea of like, hang on, let's bring them back. Let's bring them back to life because we can do this because it is Doctor Who. But I'm really hoping that Grace stays dead. And I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing, but for me, it is a great thing because right now you don't want a repeat of what happened to Hell Bent, because when Face the Raven, when Clara died, Hell Bent came around. Clara was brought back to life for no apparent reason, and she didn't bring anything to that story whatsoever. It was basically just a massive fad wank of how, oh, Clara's amazing, oh, the Doctor and Clara, what a wonderful team, which is just complete bollocks. And the same thing with Bill in the Doctor Forward, where Bill comes back, but she's a Cyberman in the end. I think that's different because she's a Cyberman, but she can't see the Doctor as the Doctor, but the Doctor sees Bill as a Cyberman. So it's kind of different in a way, but for me, I just don't want this death of Grace to be a huge cop out. I just want Grace to have a nice, peaceful death, but probably come back as maybe a recurring flashback to Graham or to Ryan to give themselves a little bit of high self-esteem, a bit more confidence to help them within the tough times when they're on the adventures with Joey Whittaker. That's what I think will happen throughout the course of this series. I don't think Grace will definitely come back as a recurring character or as somebody who has died and then comes back to life and then joins all the other companions. I don't think that will happen. But Grace was very, very, very warming. She was just so, so caring. It's like every person wanted, to be like her aunt or something like that. I just had the feeling that she should have she should have died, but somebody had to die. But it was like somebody who you knew so well. You were very much connected to Grace. I don't think there was anything wrong with her. I think that she was just so caring, so right, and so resourceful in a way because she knew how to take care of herself. But I think the biggest shock was that when she died, it's like, how's Graham going to cope on his own without Grace? So it's definitely going to be a big challenge for Graham. And I think for him to realize, and I think that entire scene of where he was at the funeral, speaking of what Grace meant to him, and it kind of brought me vibes of Broadchurch. Like they reduced the levels of the music and they basically, it was slow, it was very, very well paced, but also it was the right tone to really give Grace a great send off, but also for let Graham to speak truthfully about Grace. And I think what Graham said in that funeral speech was actually true. He should have died instead of Grace because it's like that with Graham's cancer disorder and how he's been suffered for a lot with his cancer just shows that, you know what, a companion like Graham who has cancer, who has many of these disorders, can become a really fantastic companion. And it's all about accepting disorders, respecting everyone as an equal, as a whole. And I very, very, very much like that. No, but definitely, I'm speaking truthfully about this episode. This whole episode felt so, so welcoming, so refreshing, so new. And I know for a fact that New may be scared. I know Jodie Whittaker mentioned that in the episode. New may be scared, but if you stick with her, you may get some answers. You may get somewhere. And you never know, this series may end up somewhere that it's never been before. And I can't wait for many more episodes to come. I think for me, my entire rating for this episode was very, very difficult to figure out, really, because it's like for the first watch, I thought it was fantastic. Second watch, bits I was very, very unsure of. And then when the final piece came around, I was like, that's left me wondering. That's left me a bit hanging, really. And I think I definitely needed a second rewatch or many rewatches after that because I needed to make sure that if I was right about this episode, I was right about the entire series in a way. For me, I think the viewing figures of 9 million has just been insane. I mean, I'm still shocked that Doctor Who has even managed to go even beyond the 8.4 million view mark, which hasn't been achieved within 10 years, which is just absolutely insane. It even has more viewing ratings than the 11th hour. That just shows of how much of the excitement, of how much that we've waited so long for this entire series. And when people watched it, I saw the positive responses on Facebook, on social media, on Twitter. Everyone felt that this series was going in a great direction. And I'm very, very happy that this entire episode was received very, very well. And I must praise Sugun Akinola for the amazing theme tune. I definitely got the vibes from the classic series. I think everyone did. It was staying true to the classic series, but taking the modern spin on it. And for me, that theme tune was just a theme tune that I wanted to hear. Look, I've been wanting a new theme tune for so long, and that theme tune right there is the best theme tune that I've ever heard for a brand new series of Doctor Who. You know what? I think it needed that. It needed that theme tune. And right now, I've got that song stuck in my head. But it's the theme tune I've wanted for such a long time. And I'm absolutely so happy to finally have a theme tune that really sets us self straight with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. That she is a bit dark. She's a bit mysterious. She is a bit unknowing. But you do have that sense that this entire theme is very much refreshing and welcoming, and that's what Jodie Whittaker is, and that's fantastic. Although we didn't get a intro, which was a definite shame. I really wanted to see the new title sequence. But next episode, we are definitely going to get a new title sequence for sure. I'm just wondering about the color scheme, and is it going to be more of a time portal, or is it just going to be like staying true to what the 1960s were like the blank white screen, and then you go like the little line there, and then it roamed around like that. I don't know. Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be different? I definitely saw at the behind the credits the colors. I can't wait for it, really. Gosh, I wish the Ghost Monument could be like tomorrow or today, because right now I'm really excited for that title sequence, people. I hope you are. I hope it. Hang on. I've just had a thought. Right now, maybe the music has changed, but maybe the title sequence could be the same as what I have on the channel right now. I mean, that title sequence that you've been seeing for many of my Series 11 videos, I don't think it could be the same, or it might be slightly different. I think I want your comments in the comment section down below. What title sequence do you think it'll be amazing? Do you think that Jodie Whittaker's face will be shown? Because I think in the last series, you know, when Peter Capaldi did his first series, we saw his eyes like that, doing the stare, and I think that was very distinctive. But are we going to get an actual face of Jodie Whittaker in the title sequence? Because I think that would definitely be an iconic thing for Jodie Whittaker's new series. Again, I'm so agitated right now because I really want to see the new theme tune so badly. God. You know what? I think I might finish off in a couple of minutes, but I'm just gonna look over of what I've not said and just give you guys my entire whole overview of this entire episode, because I've absolutely loved this episode from start to finish. And I think just everything about this first episode was just right. Wasn't perfect, but it just felt right. And I just felt that the whole feeling and the whole look of the episode was like none other, like any other Doctor Who episode that I've seen in my life. The quality of it was just unbelievable. And it was absolutely unbelievable to see how this music, the direction, the writing, how it set up an unbelievable tone to the whole show. It definitely gave us a sense that this show has got a new tone, and it definitely feels like that this show is definitely going in the right direction, with the characters, definitely with the Doctor especially. I think Jodie Whittaker is like the driving force. It's like that. It's like she's the glue that keeps everyone together. It keeps the whole show intact, and it's like she's the mental driving force that sends everyone to watch Doctor Who. And you know what? If the viewing figures becomes consistent over the next course of these few episodes, you never know. I think that this series could be the best that it could ever be. Not trying to say that I definitely will, because I know for a fact that my all-time favorite series throughout, Doctor Who in the modern series, for me, it has to be series 10 because I felt that entire series was really good. As well as, for me, I also want to say series 3 and series 4. Series 1 as well. We're not going to forget the first series. No, series 1 I think was probably the best for me in terms of being a consistent series, and all of the episodes, and it's like every single episode got a consistent run of views and a consistent run of positive responses. So I definitely feel like that this series has high potential in going to places that it could never even go. And I'm excited for new recurring villains, new guest stars appearing on the show, and just more exciting new adventures, really, because this is just the beginning, and I want more and more people to watch more of these live streams because I think this first live stream probably hasn't been the best because of me messing up my voice because I keep on messing up all the time, pretty much. That's just me as a person. I just tend to mess up when I'm talking about something. I just tend to lose what I'm saying, and I kind of forget what I'm actually saying, and then I don't actually know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. Again, that's a bit too confusing, really. But I'm really happy that this live stream has been a good success and I'm actually glad that this series has, for its first episode, has definitely been a huge, humongous success because of the response from every single Doctor Who fan. And I've been listening on Monday to everybody saying great and positive responses about Series 11 on the radio while I was in work. I heard pretty much everyone's full opinions about Jodie Whittaker, and it's like everyone's on board with Jodie Whittaker being the Doctor. It's not like that there's a revolt against her. There's like no one against her, but everyone has that opinion of her, and whether you may not like her, whether you may think that she's all right, but she's not the best. But right now, I think the majority of everyone who loves Doctor Who has to respect, but also honor the show for what it was back in the day, honouring the classic series, honouring Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi. I think this was Jodie Whittaker. I think this was one of Jodie Whittaker's words or one of her statements in the episode. Although you honour all of the people who you've been before, but you hear echoes of who you were before, it's like a call to somebody of who you are, of who you are going to be in the future. And I see that as a day-to-day message because you look at yourself thinking, that was me honouring myself who I was back then, but I can make a choice and I can make a change of who I am today for the best. And it's like for her to really re-energize the show and tell everyone that although she is new to herself, she's a stranger to herself, but she has new instincts and new brilliant ideas that I don't think there is one thing wrong about Jodie Whittaker. I just think there is so much good in her that I don't think there could be anything worse or anything terrible about Jodie Whittaker that I'm worried for. I think that at the moment, Jodie Whittaker has been sensational in her first episode, and I hope that she continues that consistent run all throughout these episodes. And overall, I kind of feel like that Jodie is like, right now, I'm not going to try to say that she's my first favorite because I know Capaldi is always and always will be my top favorite Doctor no matter what. But you know what? She's close. She's very close. It's like if I was in that same position, if I was substituted in for one of those companions, I would feel so safe in her hands because I know that new can be scary, but if you stick with her, you could get somewhere. And you know what? I think that is pretty much why everyone loves this series so much right now. Of course, being just one episode in, everyone absolutely adores this series right now. And the trailer for the next episode, The Ghost Monument, looks absolutely incredible. And so, yes, I think that's all I've got to say for this review, guys. But yes, I think it's been a great balance of regeneration madness and understanding that she is the Doctor, and especially when she revealed her costume, I knew straight away like she is the Doctor. She's definitely the Doctor, people. Definitely. I mean, that costume though. I mean, I was very, very surprised of how she was coping and she was doing everything in Capaldi's old clothes. And then when she got her new outfit, her new costume, I kind of got the feeling that she is the Doctor, even with her new costume. But even so, this entire episode of her being the Doctor in Capaldi's clothes definitely feels a bit weird, but it kind of gives myself a little bit of a reference that I can see Jodie Whittaker succeeding well in Capaldi's clothes. But when she goes into her new costume and her brand new self, I know for a fact that I think things are going to get even better. So I definitely cannot wait for the next episode. I think I've never been more excited for another series like last year when Series 10 was coming around. I was so, so excited for Series 10. And I just think that this series right now, I think there's been more hype than ever. And it's been difficult for me trying to get my head around of the hype and the excitement because it's like for the last few weeks I was making sure that I was getting myself excited. I was excited, but not well and truly excited like many other people were. I think for me, I still had my worries about her, whether she was going to be a bit silly or whether she was going to not deliver what the people wanted. But no, she has been fantastic in her first episode. Again, the companions were all sensational. Chris Chibnall is by far the best in counter writing. I think that could be a bit of a argument with Russell T Davies, but I think by far, in terms of what Chris Chibnall has done for Broadchurch and Torchwood, and for his first episode show running Doctor Who, I think that when it comes to characters, he is absolutely sensational in building up backstories, in bringing up different plot points, in building up different ideas for the show. He is absolutely amazing, Chris Chibnall. And the direction of this entire show, the whole episode, the direction was fantastic. And I don't want to say that this entire series is going to be perfect because I know it's not. This episode wasn't perfect for me, but you know what? I am going to give this episode a 9.5 out of 10 because it just was just that sensational that I could rewatch it every single day and not get bored of it because I know for a fact that this entire episode meant so much to the Doctor Who community. This entire first episode had to succeed because if it didn't, then this entire series would have been a bit lackluster and disappointing. Again, first impressions are always important. So I think for me, Jodie Whittaker proved me wrong. I had worries about her, but she proved me wrong in the end. And especially all the companions, I was worried that I was not going to know anything about them, but I'm glad I didn't know anything about them because right here, right this moment in time, I know what all of the companions are like. They all have their different traits, they all have their different personalities, and how they can cope for the next couple of episodes. Ryan with his disorder, but even as that, he's still a YouTuber, and he still has that great determination, that great self-esteem, that great confidence in him to really challenge himself for the best. And same thing goes with Yasmin. They all know each other, and Yasmin knows Ryan from school, but she needs also a very, very great challenge. But I definitely think that she's very deceptive, and she's very a little bit. I think for the first half she was a bit ignorant, but I think towards the second half of the episode she felt a bit more relaxed because she knew that Jodie Whittaker, because she knew that the Doctor was an alien, but she wasn't truly scared out of their wits, like, oh my gosh, you're an alien. It's like everyone kind of realized that, like, I'm an alien. What are you gonna do about it? And like nobody was actually scared because they look like a human. I just think that when people say that you're an alien, people obviously get scared of you when they run away from you, never want to see you again. But right now, I kind of feel like that even if these companions know that these people or Jodie Whittaker is an alien, nobody is actually even scared. I think everyone kind of accepts that Jodie Whittaker is an alien. She is a Time Lord. And I think everyone accepts her for who she is, especially the companions. Because I thought Graham, for me, definitely had a lot of, and he was very, very restricted because it was like he wanted to, go away from this experience and never really be a part of it, but he kept himself restricted. He was a bit naive, but kept himself within the comedy relief elements. It was very, very subtle, this comic relief, not like with Nardo, where it was like full on comedy relief, but this comic relief by Bradley Walsh was pretty much perfect. It was just the perfect amount of dark comedy needed to make this entire episode pretty much so enjoyable, and for Jodie Whittaker to really crack a smile and to really enjoy herself and to make this entire show feel re-energized. So that's what I definitely think about this episode. I thought the action scenes in this episode, especially the crane scenes with Carl and the jump that Jodie Whittaker made from one crane to another, was just unfucking believable. And I did not see that coming. I was literally thinking she was gonna probably just grab onto one of them and then hopefully reach herself up, but she jumped from one crane to another, and I kind of thought, fuck, crap. She is the Doctor. She means business here. She's not taking this lightly. And Tim Shaw, again, I felt I was so intimidated by Tim Shaw. He was so creepy. May not have been the best villain, but he definitely had a lot more to offer. Because I think that with Chris Chibnall, he's brilliant in writing companions and writing great characters to really high meanings that these characters are so, so important. But unfortunately, I think the one thing that Chris Chibnall might need improvement on is the villains. I think Tim Shaw as a villain was fantastic, but there could have been more to his character. I think there could have been more, but I think right now, I think Chris Chibnall might have had an issue with Tim Shaw's character and trying to building himself up, because it is difficult because it is a new show, and I like the history of Tim Shaw being part of the Stentor Warrior race, grabbing this human, taking it back to where he comes from, and use it like as a gift to get himself promoted to become leader of the Stentor Warrior race. And I kind of felt that this plot line of this entire episode was very, very simple and very, very easy to get your head around. Because I knew for a fact that when I first watched it, I was like, huh? What's going on here? But then on second watch, I kind of realized like, Ryan gave access to Tim Shaw to be, to give an access granted to have this manhunt for this certain human being. And he smuggled this coil creature to track down this human as the prized possession of what Tim Shaw is actually looking for. And then made himself knowing that this creature, this coil creature, he smuggled it. He actually used it to his assistance. He broke the rules. No weapons. He used weapons. He used assistance, and he broke the rules, knowing that Carl was the prized possession. I still thought that, how is he the prized possession? Of course, he's a stupid idiot, but surely enough, how is he the target? How is he the prized possession of this entire mission? I think for me, that bit just didn't make sense. It just didn't work for me. But I thought Carl, I think for me, was just very, very scared. And it kind of sums me up a bit. Because I'm a cunt. I'm an idiot. Just like him. Because we all are in a way. Because not trying to say that everyone is, but, from the life that I've had, I kind of had the feeling it's like, oh, you are kidding me. And it's like, I am special. I am valued. Somebody out there wants me. Somebody actually wants me dead in a way, Carl. That's what they're saying. Somebody wants you dead, Carl. They don't want you. They want you dead. But no, honestly, I think this episode pretty much had everything. And Jodie Whittaker, the best portrayal I've seen from her as the Doctor. Her northern accent from Sheffield was absolutely iconic to give people that iconic look that she was from this area, and not knowing that she has a lot more human emotions to connect to the humans and to connect to Earth in a way, to really help them across to get to know each other. And the scene where Jodie Whittaker was making her son's screwdriver from scratch was just sensational. And then I also loved the cliffhanger at the very, very end. That was very, very, very fantastic. Just leaving the entire gang or Jodie Whittaker's friends in space with no TARDIS. The TARDIS is in there. There's no planet there. It's just empty space no matter what. And right now, they are suffering so much because they don't know where the TARDIS is or where the next planet is. It's literally them suspended in space, and they could suffer huge, huge, huge prices. If they don't get out of space sooner or later, then you never know. These companions could be killed off straight away, and it could be the Doctor's fault. And I think these companions need to realize that whatever risks you're taking, either follow Jodie Whittaker, or there could be huge consequences for in the next few episodes that something could happen to these companions. But no, I think in the trailer, there's definitely the companions are definitely going to get out of the situation. But before we actually saw the trailer, we really saw that these companions were left on a dangerous cliffhanger, suspended in space. That was a very, very good cliffhanger, which I think for me, I mentioned this in my 5 things I was worried for Doctor Who Series 11. I mentioned about cliffhangers, and I'm so, so happy that they've actually made a very, very fantastic cliffhanger right at the very end of episode 1. So yeah, I was definitely very, very happy with the whole episode from start to finish. The characters, the Doctor, the whole feeling, the plot, the villain, the theme tune, the direction, and pretty much everything. And also the questions. There were so many interesting questions. It's like nobody would usually ask those questions. And it's like, you know what? That is an interesting question. And it's like Jodie Whittaker is the only person who can give those answers. And it's like that these companions are going to get built up so much that there's going to be so much detail to them. And right at this moment in time, 2 of them have disorders. One's got cancer and one's got a coordination disorder. The other one is still trying to figure out how she can cope with her new job, but also how she can cope with a brand new challenge along the way, and accepting the Doctor for who she is and for what she stands for. And for me, Jodie Whittaker is just by far sensational in this first episode. I very much enjoyed her. She was very bubbly. She was very energetic, amazing. She was very quick, initiative, and very resourceful to what she had and for what she made her son's screwdriver, throw all of the stuff that she gathered to make her son's screwdriver and produce what is her now new son's screwdriver. It's just incredible. And that's absolutely fantastic. And I just thought she was just absolutely fizzy as a character because she was so energetic. She had these many tricky lines. She was very, very fast with her words. And that was really, really what I liked about her. She was very, very fast at what she delivered. She delivered straight to the point. That's why many of these companions are so, so good, because they deliver to the point. They don't rant on for, like, say, all about their personal life. If danger happens, they get straight to the point no matter what. They want this danger to be eliminated straight away. And so they react to danger in a great way that, like, any other companion would be scared out of their wits to not even be in this position to fight danger, to find danger. And it's like Jodie Whittaker is taking all these brand new friends of hers and going into many dangerous situations. That's it's like an enjoyment, really. And it's like what we live for as Doctor Who fans. This is what we live for. And I very much enjoyed this entire episode, honestly. This episode wasn't perfect, but there was unbelievable direction, an unbelievable new tone to the show that I think everybody can connect to. so far positive response. The viewing figures again were pretty much just sensational, and the villain was great. Had a bit of a reference to Venom, definitely fantastic. And there's going to be no recurring villains, but brand new monsters every single episode with more guest stars appearing. And that's it pretty much. I think I've pretty much said enough for this entire review. And I must say that the entire theme tune, I can't wait to hear it again, which is only going to be in the next minute because after when I finish off this live stream, I'm going to be putting it on no matter what. But I can't wait for the next title sequence. But anyway, guys, that is it for my live stream review. I know that it was very, very much a long live stream, but I've been getting a lot of questions from my subscribers saying, "Can you do more live streams? Can you do more better live streams?" And I think for me, this live stream wasn't perfect because honestly, I made many mistakes. But you know what? It's my channel, and I'm so proud of how this entire series was coped so well, and I'm so happy that everyone has taken a huge response to me doing live streams, because I think for me as a Doctor Who fan, and as maybe not as an intelligent Doctor Who fan, I love this show no matter what. And as long as I give my full opinions out to everyone who's watching this, and if you're watching this at a later time, then just make sure for a fact that I speak the truth. Whatever I say right here on this live stream is all the truth, because that's what I live for. This is what I live for. Doctor Who, this is the reason why I wear the t-shirt, why I do this YouTube channel, and why I have a phone with a TARDIS phone case. I don't think that this phone could be replaced, because I don't think there'll be a phone out in the universe that could have the same fitting of this TARDIS phone case. This is just what I live for. Everything is all concerned Doctor Who to me, and Doctor Who is my passion. It's what I drive for, and I've been waiting so long for this brand new series, and the wait is finally over. It's not only going to be a week now until the new episode. Well, now it's just going to be 5 days now. But honestly, I've very much enjoyed this entire live stream. It's been fantastic. And thank you to everyone for watching this entire live stream, even if you're watching this right now, or you're watching this at a later time, later on in the day, or maybe on the next day. But please, comment down below your entire thoughts and opinions about the woman who fell to Earth, the first episode of Doctor Who Series 11. Please like this video, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more amazing live stream reviews of Doctor Who Series 11. My overall rating for this episode is a 9.5 out of 10. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thanks so much for supporting me on the channel. And thanks so much to everyone for giving me this opportunity to speak my opinions out on this fantastic live stream. I very much enjoyed doing these live streams, and I'll see you all next time for another live stream review on The Ghost Monument, episode 2 of Doctor Who Series 11. Now, I'm not going to bother with a preview because I only have limited time at work, and it's like I don't have all of the time in the world to do pretty much everything. So right now, for me, doing a preview is definitely going to be tricky for me. I can't do a preview unless I do a live stream preview, but it's pretty much stating what I think about the Ghost Monuments. I'll leave the link in the description down below to the trailer for the Ghost Monuments if you haven't seen it. But I definitely think that there's definitely going to be ghosts. There's definitely going to be a monument in it, and I think there's going to be a lot more terror and excitement along the way. That's all I can think of pretty much really for the Ghost Monuments. But really, I think there is more to meet the eye of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, more to the companions, definitely. There's definitely going to be more to this series than what you have already in episode 1. I definitely cannot wait for more exciting episodes. So that's it, really. Oh, it kind of feels like I've been going on for way too much. It kind of feels like I've been ranting on and waffling on for such a long time, and I think people can't really be asked to be really watching my live stream, really. But if you've made it this far, guys, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time for my review of The Ghost Monuments, episode 2 of of Doctor Who Series 11. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. It's been fantastic. Make sure you get your comments in the comment section down below of your favorite, of what happened in this episode, and what you thought your opinions were. Please just do all of that, because that'd be really, really fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed this live stream, and I'll be doing many more live streams more often. And just to let you know, as a special celebration is coming up in the next few days, on the 22nd or the 23rd of October, this entire channel I started 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I started doing YouTube, and my anniversary video, which will probably be a video of a live stream, definitely, but I think it'll be a live stream of the next episode when it's been released on maybe like the Monday, because Monday is the 22nd of October, and that's the date where I actually started doing YouTube. So I'm definitely going to do a special live stream review, probably on that date, or maybe the day afterwards. It definitely depends on what shift I am at work, but I cannot wait to really celebrate 2 years on YouTube. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I just have to say a big, massive thank you to everyone, really, for absolutely showing your support on this channel, because for me, I really love making videos for all of you. I really do. And I don't really want this channel to end. Again, I keep on getting people saying you can't do YouTube and you can do work at the same time. Like, can't I? Why not? I can do it. It's not impossible. Just, that's what I love, really. And I love everyone giving their full opinions on this channel, because every single opinion that you make on this channel is respected by me no matter what. I have all of your opinions backed no matter what, even if they were positive or negative. I don't really mind. As long as you give out your opinion, that's the most important thing that I respect in this channel. Your opinion means more than mine. But then again, that's going against what I'm actually saying on this video. Your opinions mean more, but also my opinions mean more as well, because this is what I live for, and Doctor Who is my passion. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this live stream, and I'll see you all next time for another live stream review on Doctor Who Series 11 on Episode 2, The Ghost Monument. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.